learners. Today we will be discussing Anita Desai's short story, The Domestic Maid, which was selected for the 2014 New Asian Writing Short Story Anthology. This story is a powerful exploration of class, gender, social norms in contemporary India. Anita Desai, one of India's most renowned authors, uses this story to shine a light on the everyday realities of domestic maids. So, through the setting of urban and by bringing in urban narrative, she explores how class and gender intersect, revealing the hidden struggles of women who work in households yet remain socially invisible. And now coming to the themes of the story. So the first one is class discrimination. So throughout the story, it critiques the rigid hierarchical structures of society, domestic workers, and how these domestic maids are marginalized within urban households. Their labor often taken for granted, yet it is this invisible labor that sustains middle and upper class families, exposing the deep inequalities embedded in social life. And also talking about migrant workers' reality, how the family of Gita and her husband Prakash represent the realities, the stark hardship, the harsh reality of the migrant workers. So when they move to urban areas for better opportunity, for better life, for better lifestyle, but then we see the juxtaposition in the story, the kind of reality check that they experience in the city. So many of these maids are migrants from rural areas, driven to cities by poverty and lack of opportunity. Their lives are marked by economic vulnerability and insecurity. And through this story, Anita Desai captures these harsh realities of urban survival, where these women must navigate exploitation and instability. Apart from this, we also come across the psychological toll experienced by many domestic workers. So, to briefly talk about the psychological aspects, the psychological toll on women beyond the physical demands, abuses, the story emphasizes the psychological toll of servitude. These women carry on kind of emotional burden, struggling with dignity and self-worth. Their endurance of exploration is often silent, reflecting the resilience that also depend of marginalized lives. And the next one is double marginalization. So Anita Desai highlights the concept of double marginalization. At home, what happened to the women? Many of these women, they are undervalued as wives and mothers and as caretakers of the family, the children, and at work, they are exploited as maids. This intersection of gender and class oppression reveals the compounded struggles they face in both personal and professional spheres in their workplace. So these are like few points that I would like to emphasize in this video. And coming to the conclusion of the story, so the domestic maid reflects the story of resilience of many women. Here, of course, represented by Gita, uh, Jaya, and few other women characters. But then this characters, especially Gita, she represents truly, her character is a reflection of the resilience and endurance of women while raising awareness of systematic inequalities. And Anita Desai's story reminds us that literature can serve as a mirror to social realities, challenging us to confront the injustices embedded in everyday life. And I would like to conclude with few reflective questions. So as we consider the struggle of domestic maids portrayed in the story, we might ask ourselves that how often do we acknowledge the invisible labor that sustains our own households and communities? So the narrative challenges us to reflect on whether we unconsciously perpetuate the same hierarchies that the story critiques. And another thought that I would like to ponder is what does resilience mean when it is born out of necessity rather than choice? So by examining the double marginalization of women, both at home and in the workplace, Desai invites us to think about the broader structures that demand endurance from the most vulnerable and whether society offers the genuine avenues for dignity and empowerment. Thank you.